before we can start, but I just want to make sure that you can hear me and you can see me. So type in the chat, let me know, and that would be awesome. Hello, Andrea, Allison, perfect, Maria, welcome. From Sarnia, Brenda, welcome. Okay, so you can hear me, see me from Austria. Hi, Katerina. How are you? You can see me very clear. Perfect person from, perfect from Prince George. Melissa, welcome. Lynn, Lori from Vancouver. Perfect. Okay, as everyone's typing in. So how is everyone's day today? How is the weather? How is everything going? I know for certain, I'm from Ontario, so certain of our regions have opened. So my region has opened today, so we're happy for that. Sunny and beautiful, Marjorie. Marjorie, remind me where you're from again? Oh, good morning, Andrea. Calgary, a sunny day in Calgary. We had a sunny day yesterday. It was cold, but it was sunny, so it kind of helped a little bit balance that out. But yes, code red. Yes, Brenda. Prince George, nice. Calgary, Red Deer, South Dakota. Welcome, Jocelyn from South Dakota. Hi, Renee. Welcome. I probably shouldn't ask you how the weather is because I'd probably be jealous because it's probably nice and warm, right? I know the last time we talked, you said it was pretty hot. Very cold in Montreal. Montreal, how is the state there now? Have they opened? I can't remember how it's going there because I know for Montreal, lots are going to want to go. It's February, so it's a season of skiing. So ready for spring. Katerina, I agree. I am ready for spring, and I hope we have a good spring, because usually what happens is that it just goes winter, 1 second of spring, and then summer. So spring is beautiful because I love when the tulips come out. It's a beautiful season on its own. So I hope we do get it and I can garden. Jennifer, Salem, Oregon. We have huge mess of trees to clean up from an ice storm. Ooh, okay, that's not good. We had an ice storm a couple years ago, so I can totally understand the mess that is done, even to electrical wires and stuff like that. Okay, glad to hear that everyone's well, Jennifer. Lori, the lash serum. We can talk about that today in my presentation. I do have a part on the lash serum, so we will. Renee, yes, very nice weather. I am jealous. Yes, Shannon, we had 2 days full of snow coming down. So it was like February's here. Haha, here's jokes on you, because we had a very mild winter, and I was like, okay, this is it. That's all the snow. That's all the cold. And all of a sudden the past 2 days, snow. So the joke was on us. Still got iced coffee. Gabriella, you know what? I still enjoy some cold drinks in the winter too. It's just the taste that you crave, right? Hello, Beverly from Mississauga. Okay, so it is 1:03. I'll still say my shout outs, but we should start soon. From Newfoundland. I'd like to go to Newfoundland. I think I said that last time too. Thornhill, Terry, you're pretty cold to me. I mean, you're cold to me. You're pretty close to me. So it is cold today, but on a milder side, not that bitter cold. In Fargo, North Dakota. That's where I went there, not last year, the year before last year, I believe. It was really nice. Yes, and yes, thank you, Renee. Sending loves and prayers to everyone in Texas. Marjorie, that's so true. Slurpees. I forgot about Slurpees. Okay, so it's really nice to have everyone here today and have a lot of ones that I remember from past webinars. From Niagara, around a gray zone, though no one knows why. Our numbers are good. I guess it just depends per region what safety protocols they want to take, because we were extended, and we couldn't open for almost 3 months. So I can understand your frustration, Elaine. Kitchener. I used to chill back in Kitchener back in the day. Still snowing. So we're gonna start our webinar. So it's really nice catching up. In today, I wanted to hop on 5 minutes earlier so I can catch up and talk with everybody because I love it. But I was just rushing with some last minute stuff that we had to do. Announce the webinar winner from our last webinar and so forth. So it seems like you don't have so many hours a day when it's pretty busy. So what I like to do is first introduce myself before we begin. So for many of you who are new, welcome. You got a whole nice community here of ones that have sat through many of my webinars, and they're here for the support, and they will love to chat it up with you as well. So welcome, and thank you for your interest in RefectoCil and being here today. You will get an amazing training and a great time and contest at the end. So my name is Chrissy. I am the RefectoCil North American lead trainer for North America. And I do a lot of these trainings. I've been doing all these webinars for you guys since COVID. So it's been great being able to do these webinars because I wouldn't be able to reach out to many of you like I do. So there is a plus to this COVID is being able to do these webinars. So welcome, welcome. And just before I continue, balmy single plus digits here in single plus. At least it's plus. Okay, so if you look at your event board, what I do, and if you notice from the past webinars that I started in 2021, I wanted to be able, since the platform allows me, I wanted to be able to have for you PDF files to download. But don't worry, if you have a hard time downloading these, they do come in your thank you email. But what I want you to download specifically, so if you go to event board on the right hand of your screen, you'll have the protocols for the lash lift that you can see during when I'm doing the live demo. Okay, so hopefully these, and then also in your thank you email, you will get like a consent form. You'll get a lot more files that will help you to have this wonderful service to add it on to your salon or spa. Okay, so hello Gloria, welcome from Edmonton. Okay, so today what we're going to talk about is, so if you're having a hard time once again getting those PDFs on a phone, it's a little bit differently, but on the laptop or on a computer, it's on the right hand screen, says event board, and you can see there's about 5 files I think that you can see on there. So I'm going to pop up my presentation. Just give me 1 second. There we go. So lash lift and tint. So if this is everybody can see the presentation? Okay. Just let me know if you can see the presentation. That's awesome. So I am sharing it. Perfect. Great. So if you haven't yet started to offer lash lifts, this is going to be something exciting for you, because if you attended the last webinar, which February 8th, we did the brow lamination, and out of this one kit for the lash lift, you can achieve both the brow lift and the lash lift. So you get dual use out of it, and being here today is even great because now you're going to have this other add-on service to add to enhance that beautiful look to a client's face. As we see, we wear masks a lot, and the most thing that we see is our lashes and our brows. So these are going to be emphasized even by people who never would have even thought to get any of these treatments done, and now are seeking out these treatments on their lashes and brows. So if you can offer this in your salon or spa, you're going to, when you reopen, you're going to have something new and exciting to offer along with the rest of your services. Okay, so we're going to talk today about our lash lift and tint. So the first slide that I always put in all my presentations, especially if it is somebody new that doesn't really know about RefectoCil and is starting to carry, like is starting to see for a brand to do tints and so forth, it's really nice to know why you should choose RefectoCil, because you're going to be doing your research and you're going to be trying to see which brand you're going to go for. You know, you're going to go for a brand that's going to offer support like this with education, so that you can leave confidently knowing how to use this kit and start offering these services in your salon and spa. But with RefectoCil, it's been around for over 75 years. So they are the world leading brand in the eye and brow category for over 75 years, since 1930. So you have a brand here now that has been around so long, that has a great reputation, that is well known all across the globe in over 65 countries. This kind of reaffirms that this is a brand that, you know what, I kind of want to look into this. If you're new, oh, this is very interesting to see a brand so long around, but yet has a really good reputation, right? That's why it's lasted. So I always mention this in all my webinars. When I am at trade shows, I have people that come to buy the tints and tell me, you know what, I've been using this for over 15, 20 years, and I love it, and it's my choice go-to for first off for tints, because that's what they're well known for, right? So this is a very, very good brand to look into if you're new at trying to offer these services. So here's a little speech of this. So let's see what Terry had said. RefectoCil is amazing, all capital too. So I used to use Lash for lash lifts, and since being introduced to RefectoCil, Dolly, I was gonna say, sorry. I have never looked back, and my clients enjoy the use of these products as well for both performance and scent. Awesome. Thank you for that, Terry. So here you go. You have it out of the message from Terry that they had used something previous, but had a change to RefectoCil due to that, once again, that reputation, that scent. He talks about the scent, and that's something very important, that you don't want chemicals to be lingering into your salon or into your service room, because it could irritate your clients. It's not just good for your immune system and so forth. So this is very important. So thank you so much for that, Terry. Okay, so now we get into the eyes. And as we mentioned, because of mask wearing, we are emphasizing these a lot more. So we had that little phrase, the only drama I need is in my lashes. But we know that our lashes are the ultimate symbol of glamour, right? We feel glamorous when our lashes are done up. So, it's also kind of an emotional thing, because it makes us feel good. So we seek out to do whatever we can to our lashes to emphasize them, because we do want them to look long, to look full, and to look dark. And with RefectoCil, you're going to be able, the lash lift and tint, you're going to be able to do this, provide these beautiful, long, fuller, darker lashes. Okay, so results when you use the RefectoCil products for lash lifting or tinting. So it lets the eyes appear bigger, because as you're pushing the lashes upwards and also darkening it, it brings out your color of your eye more predominantly, and then it just widens and refreshes the look of the eye. Then you feel perfectly styled all around the clock. Hi, Kimberly. And then if you get this instant facelift effect. So if you notice that when you do especially even if you do a brow lift, do a lash lift, you can see an instant facelift with nothing invasive that you had to do, because everything is flowing upwards, which is bringing that face upwards, which is creating that illusion of a facelift. So this is a wonderful way even how to market it for your clients. Hello, Anissa, welcome. Okay, the trend. So we already know that we're talking about lash lifting. So many desire that their lashes are long, full, and dark, while lash extensions, as we know, have been the go-to, still are. I can't imagine how many people are going to be lined up now to go get their lash extensions once the salons are open. But there's now a substitute to this, to lash services, that's definitely having its moment, and we know it's this lash lift. So sometimes you just want to give a break to the glues from the lifts, from the extensions, and you want to do something a little bit more natural, so you can transition over to a lash lift. It doesn't mean that you're getting totally rid of extensions, because extensions also have their place, but now you have a more natural way of this. Hello, Thursday. Hi, Chrissy. Is this a refresher for those already certified, or this is no? My global webinars don't have a certificate, so it's just globally. I'm getting out there to all you beauty professionals to let you know about our lash lift. So no certificate. So the service, thank you. So the service, a lash lift by RefectoCil will bring life to your lashes that even amaze your clients. The service will add length, as we mentioned, to shorter lashes that have been envious of those longer lashes. So you will get clients that will want to feel that effect of having longer lashes, and with the lift, with the pad, and eventually also with an extra small pad in the future, you can achieve even creating this look for even shorter lashes. So say goodbye to that mechanical curler or anything you're trying to do to get those lashes to look sky high. You can say hello to the lash lift. So lift or curl. So a lot of you know that we do have two systems. As you can see in the slide here, we do have a lift and we do have as well a curl kit. And each one has its different results and its place where you can use it. So we know that lifting, since it's a huge trend, and this is the question that I get asked a lot at trade shows, or we haven't had trade shows, so it's a lot of emails that I get asked or phone calls or during webinars is, what do I do? What do I get? Like, do I get a lift? Do I get a curl? So because the lift is a huge trend now and still will be, most of the customers want this method. They want that length straight high up. So then the question gets asked, and why the curl? So where's this difference? Well, the RefectoCil eyelash lift does not curl, as we can see, but it lifts the lashes. So this takes your lashes and creates, they say, an L shape, or I mean a U shape, but I say an L shape, so that you get really straight up your lashes, okay? So that's what's going to give the length, because of the silicone pad and how you're reaching very close to the root. But when you're using the curlers, they are, so remember, one's a silicone pad with little bumps as your sizes get bigger, and that is your lift. And then your curl has cotton press rollers with pre-adhesive. So your eyelash is actually wrapping around it. So halfway around it, which means you're going to create that C curl. You're going to create that more depth, that more curvature. So when you see that the lashes are rounding in, you don't really have that length, but you still do have an effect of brightening, lifting up the eyes, because many lashes, you're using a curl as well on lashes that are shooting straight down, right? So when you're consulting your client, you should ask them, what is it, a look that you're desiring? Do you want that lift, that sky high look, or do you want a more of a defined shape or more of a curvature? So for me personally, because my lashes are pretty long, I love the curl. I need that nice, I want that nice roundness. I don't really need any more length because I have it. Now, some people who have long lashes will still want that longer lift, right? So I see that question. So lift would be better for shorter lashes, depending the shortness of the lashes, because we are waiting on that extra small pad. So if they're extremely, very short, the size small is a little too big, the bump for it. So what I do with my client is I don't send them away. I don't say, well, I can't do it, I don't have the size small. I refer them to a curl. So at least I can still give them a look, some change to their lashes, okay? Also, the curl I like because now I can introduce male clientele as well. So male clientele, a lot of them do have those lashes that shoots downwards, and we mentioned when they go downwards, the look looks more down, right? So a male clientele too might want to feel that freshness, that alertness in their eyes, that more of that lift, right? So you can do a curl on a male clientele so it looks more masculine. Anisha, no, this is my global webinars that I do, no certificates. So this is just to get out there for everyone, all the professionals to know about the lash lift. So no certificate, okay? Any certificate classes, please check out our website, and you'll see it at the end of the presentation, and you can see who is offering one with certificate, okay? So here's the look. And you can see that there's not too much of a curvature going on. It's more being lifted up. So you can see that her lashes are actually reaching towards her brows, okay? So you see before, and when you tint too, you get the full length of the lash, because a lot of the lash, you can see in the picture before, her lashes, her tip, you might not see them because they could be exposed to the sun and might be lighter. So now you have that full length with the tint as well, okay? I have average length overnight, but they are straight and angled down. I like curl better. Curl for me looks natural, and the lift looks more dramatic. Yeah. So as I mentioned, for myself, because I have longer lashes, I want, like Renee said, that natural look. So I go with the curl, right? But if, the season came, the holidays, in December, we had our COVID style, our holidays, you want that dramatic look. Okay. And here in the next, we have another question. How long does the lash lift last on clients? So it is about 4 to 6 weeks, but you can get a really good 6-week wear out of it. Some clients of mine come back even after 8 weeks and they're still pretty lifted, but you'll get a really solid good 6-week wear out of this. So do we have to be certified to this, or does it depend on the state? It depends on the state you are in. If the state you're in, if you are a beauty professional, you're an esthetician or a cosmetician, allows you to do these services, and you don't need to be certified. No, sorry, Natalia. Maybe she's thinking about our webinars that are training webinars that are done with our distributor. Sorry about that. So here in this beautiful slide here, you can see, I hope it looks a little bit dark on my end, but you can see when you do the total look, like you don't want to just stop at a lash lift and tint. You want to continue and get those brows done. So as you can see, her brows were tinted, and to give that warmth to her hair color, because before it looked too cool. It wasn't filled in some gap area there, but her lashes are nice and long, nice and dark, and look at that look. Look at that more bright, alert, lifted look, okay? And your eye colors too will pop out even more, will stand out even more. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. I don't know why, oh, there we go. There's a question. Can you do lift and curl at the same time? No, you can't, because one will isolate the other, meaning because the perm solution is meant to, break down the bonds and the keratin of your hair, it's going to break down the shape, and then it's going to recreate the shape with depending on what pad you're using or what curler you're using. So you can't do both, okay? Can you wear mascara, curl lashes, or lashes that are tinted lifted? You have to wait about, okay, we have a lot of questions. I'm wondering if we can hold up on the questions until I set up for the demo part, because I could answer a lot of them there. But you can't wear, we usually say just wait 24 hours. Wait 24 hours to use any makeup, to use any brow fillings or any mascara, and avoid long hot showers the first 24 hours because of that humidity. Okay, and even when sleeping, try not to face plank into your pillow as well. Try to keep those lashes or brows more exposed. Can you laminate brows with the lash lift during this? Yeah, of course you can. Upsell. Yes, you can. I think for my webinar that I did for the holidays, I showed everything. I did a brow lift, a lash tint, a brow tint, all at once. So yep, you can set your timing properly too. Okay, so the solutions, very important to know what solutions we're using. So we're using lash perm solution, and as well we're using a neutralizer. Our perm solution has been switched ingredient to keratin. It used to be collagen before. You're welcome, Lori. And now it's so keratin along with cysteine. You'll be able to provide a nourishing lifting treatment service, right? You're not doing anything to like strip or damage the hair. You're there to ingredients that are going to nourish. That's a great thing about RefectoCils. They're always looking for ingredients and ways to nourish the hair, especially also when you're working on hair that's a little bit thinner, less on the face, and as well when you're working around the eye area, you've got to think of ingredients that are going to take care because you're working around the eye. So keratin, which is that protective protein, and amino acid cysteine, these will help maintain the structure of the proteins in the hair, and they will work together in hair development, but also conditioning and protecting the hairs during that lash lift service. A little tip, I don't know if you've heard of our eye care pads. I did do a post on our RefectoCil North America Instagram account. These are new with vitamin E and hyaluron. You put these in the fridge a little bit to get a little cool sensation. Put it on your customers' eyes before you start doing a lash service. So now you're integrating, you can integrate this for free as a little, care service, or you can add it to your fee. It's up to you, but this is going to separate you from the rest of the professionals who might not be doing this or thought of doing this. You're giving more of care during your service. So pop these on your client and start working on their lash lift. I use these as well. Love them. They're great products. There we go. We got Renee. Yeah, they don't slide and they have a really nice feeling. Especially if you put them a little bit in the fridge to get cooler, it feels so great. Okay, another tip. So for the perfect finish and aftercare treatment, we recommend RefectoCil Styling Gel. So this is getting more and more recognized because it is a product you need to use after every service, whether you're doing a lash lift, whether you're doing a lash tint, whether you're doing a brow lift or tint. You need to end it with this because you're going to hydrate, protect the brows. You're going to seal in that service. You're going to aid it to seal better. And this is a product for retail to give to your client, especially clients. It's good for any client. I use it every day, every morning to prime my lashes, to prime my brows, to condition them. And this is good for a client that as well has a hard time keeping the tints to last long. Whether they are a swimmer, whether they sweat a lot, more oily skin, it's hard to keep the tints to last longer. This is a product that they use every morning on a freshly cleansed, like the brows and the lashes are clean. You can help to extend that wear of your tinting to last more than a week, because sometimes for some it doesn't last that long. And then another little tip is your final touch, which is very important. And if you saw it in your files, your PDF files, I don't know if it's in the event board or if the ones that are going to come afterwards to you, I put 6 massage techniques that you can use on your clients after you're done fully the treatment. So before you put on the styling gel, do a little massage with the skin protector cream. So the skin protector cream is beautiful because it works as a skin protector. It works as an eye mask. So you're getting a treatment when you're doing the lash tinting. You put the protective papers with the protection cream, and you can put those. So you can either use this or your eye care pads, but it also works as a massage cream. Okay, so offer your customer an eye massage as free service, and they'll be happy and will remember this and will want to come back, and also will recommend you to others. So with ingredients like vitamin E, aloe vera, and almond oil, you're going to have that rich, intensive care happening. So it's a great, great, great way to end your service. You never would have thought to give a nice little massage around the eye area, the temples, the forehead, the bones on the cheekbone here. Who does not like a massage, right? I can't wait till the massage place is open so I can get a full body massage. Okay, so this is the aftercare. This is when I forgot who asked about this, but here it is. Here is your serum that we're going to talk about. So there's your day care, is your styling gel. So really perfect to use it in the morning to style. As I mentioned, it works as a primer. Before I fill in my brows, if I didn't have a tint service or I didn't have a lift and I really want to give some depth to my brows, I will put this as a primer, let it dry, and then fill in my brows. And they look so shiny and conditioned as well with this product. In between a brow lamination. So your brow lamination, up to 4 weeks, you might see them falling down the brow. So you'll have to rebook a service after 4 weeks. But in between that booking, you can use the styling gel to hold those brows up just a little longer before you go and book in your next service. Intensive night care. I love this product. I use this every night as well, and it's got castor oil and a lot of other rich plant oils and vitamins, and it helps to thicken the hair. It helps to deep condition, and that is why you use it at nighttime. Then the serum. So this is black sea rod oil. So a lot of the serums out there are made of peptides. So same thing that this ingredient will do is it will help to boost those lashes. And we say up to 56% longer lashes, thicker, broader, darker brows with fewer gaps as well. So this is really good for somebody that's missing a lot of gap before they want to do a brow lamination. If there's a lot of gaps that are missing, the brow lamination might not be as effective. So this is something they can use in between treatment and get the hairs to boost, to grow, because if there's a follicle in there, this serum will help. And then you can use it on both your brows and lashes. It's dual, okay? It's a bigger size, it's 6 milliliters. It's not a small size like 3 milliliters. So you get a good use out of it to use it on both your brows and lashes. You wouldn't use these when there's lash extensions on, because what will happen is, especially when they're oil, like you wouldn't want to do the night care balm because of that heavily oil base. You're going to be inactivating that glue, and the lashes, the extensions are going to slip off prematurely. So your client's not going to like this. This is a really good time. This is a dream team of care to use after a eyelash extensions. So if a client has been doing eyelash extensions for the longest time, okay, and then they want to get their lashes have got damaged from the lash extensions, the glues, they were overdoing it. Maybe they didn't have a really good professional that was doing it. Who knows what the outcome is, but they even come to you and say, my lashes are damaged, but I want to do a lash lift instead. I want to give a break of my extensions. What I would do during my consultation, I would inspect their lashes, okay? Because if specifically they told me that their lashes are damaged, and then I check underneath that magnifying glass that their lashes look pretty fried, you can see the condition of them under the magnifying glass, I am going to decline the service, but I'm going to tell them the reason why, because the lift is not going to, either a lift or a curl, it won't be able to sustain, like the hair won't be able to sustain that service because it's so damaged that it's not going to withhold it. So I would tell them, listen, I'm gonna take this intensive night care, the care balm, and use this for the next 3 to 4 weeks. And then we'll book in your appointment because your lashes will be brought back to their natural state. And then this way, because you said, no, you can't do this service, you still sold a $40, about a $40 retail product, and your customer is returning back into your chair. So that's a great way for you to know how to retail, but also to give care to your client. Because if you were just to take that client and do the service, what would happen is their lashes wouldn't be able to withhold it. Maybe they would have further damage. They would go and complain, send a really bad review about your company, about the last thing we need, especially during COVID, is for our business to suffer more because what we've been dealing with. So this way you give much more care to your client by doing this. Okay. So we had a question: how can you sell the lash serum versus others? There are a lot out there in the market, and I've tried several, and I've seen several that haven't worked. When I use the RefectoCil, might not be good that I'm comparing it, but when I use the RefectoCil, it works exactly to me like INV, and INV prior to using RefectoCil is using INV, and they both work at a really good pace for me, and that is why I stick to RefectoCil now that I know that it's effective. I've tried other brands, I didn't see that effectiveness, meaning that it didn't, it might have took really, really, really long for it to start showing. And I like that RefectoCil was much more faster in showing the results. It's really hard when there's a lot out there. But Katerina has an answer here. The booster prolongs the growth phase of your lashes and thus they get longer, thicker. So you get the thickness as well, yes, than during your natural growth phase. So if you look at Katerina, they're from RefectoCil. So if you see the answer there, Lori, the INV is smaller. It's a 3 milliliter and I think a 2. I think they're smaller bottlings. So that makes a huge difference as well. So the booster prolongs the growth phase of your lashes and thus they get longer, thicker than during your natural growth phase. So hopefully that helps as well, your answer. Okay, thank you. Okay, so one last thing I want to mention is as well our lash and brow bar. You can't see it right now, but it's behind me. I always, always, always work out of this. It is a more organized, put together. It's beautiful. It's very, not posh, what's the word called? It's very artistic looking. It's a caddy. You can bring it everywhere you go with. If you work from station to station, if you're mobile, if you're a makeup artist, this is a beautiful, beautiful stand to incorporate, to have into your services. Have it somewhere where it will also stand out to your, like display it somewhere will stand out to your clients as well. Because if they're coming in for other services and you've never done any of these lash or brow services, by looking at this display, it's going to do a upsell. It's going to sell on its own because they came in to get maybe just a shaping, and they're like, now I would like to get, what is this lash and brow styling? I want to get a lash brow styling. So now they're getting everything, a brow maybe lift, a brow tint, brow shaping. So always have this visible, but always learn to upsell. If a client came in just for a lash lift, well, how about a tint? If a client came in just for a brow tint, well, have you heard of the new brow lamination? Especially since a lot, maybe your client was complaining my brows are so thin. You know, they've used boosters, but they weren't as effective. Maybe, who knows? But they want to fill in some little gaps. They want their brows to look thicker. Well, hey, we got a great service for that. We got the brow lamination. Now, when we tint it, they look even fuller. So learn to upsell. Okay. So our RefectoCil products safe for pregnant women. So generally, what it is said is to stay away from any chemical processing when you're pregnant, right? And to look for more natural natural products to use. The thing with a lift, as well, as I was told by the manufacturer, is I think it was during second trimester, but you can let me know, Katerina, that the lift might not work. So at the end, you'll have your client laying in the bed, you'll do the service, and then it won't come out. So it's best to avoid it. Wait till they're done with their pregnancy, and then come back and feel, beautify themselves or enhance their beauty and feel good, right? It could be the fumes too. I know we said that RefectoCil doesn't really have that strong fumes and stuff, but once again, it's a chemical processing. But it hasn't been tested on a pregnant woman, if I'm correct, Katerina. But it's just your knowledge of knowing, even when you hair color, you should stay away when you're pregnant. Oh, it worked great for Katerina. But Katerina, if I remember well, it was a hit and miss, right? If I remember well, the conversation, I think I had it with somebody else, but it's a hit. You never know. Because of the hormones being imbalanced, you never know what the result is. So you're playing that Russian roulette, right? In a sense. So I don't know if I missed a question on top. If I missed any question, please. Oh, okay. So Barbara, if you can always let me know, and you can always email me and let me know where you're located, and we can get somebody closer to you to order the brow bar. Okay. You should, if you're looking for it, we're going to make sure you get it. What brow lamination brand is a good one? Well, Tirza, if I'm saying your name right, you're obviously going to know my answer. And my answer is going to be RefectoCil. And it's such an easy service to do, and you don't need any glues like many other kits out there, or many other brands out there. They require to use glue on the brows. You don't have to with the RefectoCil. And as I mentioned, with this lash lift kit, you can do both brows and lashes. You can lift them. Okay. So Marjorie, yes, it's another thing too with COVID. Of having stuff out. Yeah, you have to have less and less stuff displayed, no more product display section, you know what I mean? So I guess you're having to put them in drawers now. But I'm wondering, because it's if it's a plastic it's all of this can be disinfected with your disinfection. Maybe don't put your pads in there. Maybe have your pads already in the packaging. Like, don't put what I mean is by your cotton pads, your Q-tips, but everything else can be wiped down. But I do understand, yes, that we have to minimize product that we keep out so it doesn't get touched or exposed. Is it a starter kit? Is a starter kit available? We do have a starter kit, but are you looking for tinting? Because we do have a tinting starter kit. The lash lift, that's just one kit. Okay. Oh, I went up to see all the other questions. Did I miss anything? I hope I'm yeah, so if it's a lash lift starter kit, it's just one kit. It's just this kit with the 3 different sizes of the pad. So this is the kit. Give me 1 second. So this is the kit. When you open it, you have your 2 sets of solutions, your 2 sets of blush perm, a neutralizer, your brushes, your rosewood applicator stick, your small, medium. Like, if I tilted, they might fall, but your small, medium, and large pads in those little cubbies. So it's just one kit. Okay. Ruby, I'll get back to you that. We mentioned it at the beginning, but I'll get back to your question. Just give me 1 second. I just want to go to the presentation because we're at the end. What I like to add as well to I just did something. Sorry. Okay, what I like to add as well is the profitability. so that you know what you're getting out of one kit. It's very important. So we do say you can do about, it says it is a 36 application kit, but I like to say, you know, it could be maybe 30, because depending on the professional, depending how much product you're using, it varies for each professional, okay? But if we were to take it at 30, you can do 30 applications of a lash lift. Now this is if you're only using it for the lashes. And then it takes you about 45 minutes to an hour, and you take the base, which is the base price, which is about $70 for your service. You're able to make a revenue back out of that one kit that might have cost you about $150 Canadian or $140 US. You can make $2,100 plus, $2,100 plus out of that one kit. So use the product wisely, close up all your caps, so that you can make that revenue out of your kit. But out of 2 customers, you've already paid back that, even just one customer, if you do a brow lift as well, you've paid back that kit, okay? So the difference between the lift and the curl is that the curl will round the lashes into a C shape. The lift will give them a U shape or straight up like an L shape. Very, very straight up, so it gives length. The curl gives a shape. Okay, so depending on your clients, what they want, most of the clients are going to want that length because they are lash extension wearers. They have long lashes and they really like to see that length without having to layer on mascara. So that's how you would distinguish the difference between your clients. Really short lashes that the small pad won't work, then you take them to the curl. It's the same perm solution. Yes, same perm solution, just different pads. One's a roller and one is the silicone pads. And another new thing, I was going to do post on this, but you're going to get a little bit of a, I got stuck, is the glues. The glues have changed. So it's hard to tell on the camera, but one is clear and one is peachy. So the one to my right is peachy. The one to my left is clear. The clear one was the old, sorry, my model's like, you talk too much. Okay, I do. So the one on the left is the old glue, which was the clear, and that has been replaced now with the new peachy glue. So you'll start seeing these being circulated in your distributorships and the beauty distributorships. And sorry, give me one second. The new one is made from shellac ingredient, so it's going to be much stronger, meaning not stronger in a bad way, but stronger as it won't start to dissolve during your solution application of your perm solution. Remember before that, the glue, this one, it was so water soluble that it was dissolving as soon as you put the lash perm solution. So you won't have to worry about this one. You won't even have to worry about doing that extra security deposit that I put on the lashes to hold them in place on top, just in case when the glue was breaking down, the lashes could still stay down, because what was happening is that the lashes were all popping off. So you don't have to do that. The new glue will hold those lashes much better, and it will, your time will be like much faster. Now, if you do feel that you're working with very stubborn lashes, do keep in mind though that security tip that I have been teaching, that you might have to put very little of this, very little, because it's much stronger. You don't want to overdo it, because then it can become a barrier. Okay, so that's the new glues. Okay. Yeah, so the new glue is going to allow them, what was happening when the lashes were popping off, Terry, is that the solution number 1 was breaking down that glue because it was water soluble. So what was happening is all your lashes start to pop off and you would have to re-glue them down. But what I taught was to do that security on the tip and on the center, and then your lashes were not popping up anymore. But with this new glue, you'd avoid that. Also, because it dries faster, you don't need to wait that 10 to 15 seconds for it to get tacky. Start using it right away, or else if it dries out, it doesn't work. So be very minimal with it. Because it works so much faster and it dries faster, you don't want to be layering on because you didn't work on it. You didn't start working it right away. Does that make sense? Okay. Yes, so you don't need as much. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Hopefully I didn't miss any yeah, so Lori, your glues and your kits are still going to be white until they start circulating. It's just freshly that the new glue start to circulate. So some distributors will still have the white glue. Don't worry, it works just amazing, the white glue. I have no issues with it. With my tips and tricks, you won't have any problems. And when you start seeing them carrying the peachy glue, don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's going to be okay. And it's also going to be used for your curl as well. So this, before your curl had a white glue, this is now dual. So this is going to replace that white glue, and you can use it for your lift and your curl. Okay. Yep, the kit does explain each process. And you can also go to the website once again and actually watch some videos. And this is when we do the demo, you're going to get a recording as well. Okay. So we got to move along because we got to get the model in the bed. But, I put a little bit here about the benefit for the salon. A lash lift is the perfect way to get those lashes sky high as a substitute, as we mentioned, to lash extensions. With an add-on service of tint, lashes will appear even longer and give a fuller look. So you'll be able to generate valuable extra revenue with this lash trend service and use the opportunity to increase your customer loyalty. Benefit for customers: lash lifting and tinting has an immediate effect on the length and fullness of the lashes in a natural way. The client will leave right away from the salon with an instant lift, brightening the eye area with a fresh appearance. So, and it will be especially suitable for those that wish to give lash extensions a break. Reason to believe, we mentioned this before, RefectoCil is a long-standing brand with decades of expertise in brow and lash styling services, making it the market leader. And they're always finding out innovative ways to come up with the newest trend, and to also make it, it's not just who's going to create this new trend right away, because sometimes, we get it with phones too. They create the newest model so quick, and then there's glitches and problems like that. RefectoCil wants to create as well the most safest way to work around the eye area as well. Okay, so this is really good to remember that about RefectoCil. More educational opportunities. Let me see, Terry, would you have any ideas if the new glue has been sent to Nails R Us? They should be getting it, Terry. I would call them in before and just make sure, but they should. So more educational opportunities. So as you know, you're welcome. As you know, I have more webinars coming up. We have a Q&A with me. Come and join me. We can chat a little bit more. I don't have to rush to get the model in. So it can be any questions you have to ask. It can even be anything you want to ask about me. I'm an esthetician as well. I'll try to help you, but even give me your feedback. So you can tell me why you love RefectoCil. It's a time for me to communicate with you guys as well. So, and then I have a lash styling one again in March 15th, which is how to elevate your lash services. So I'll go into more fuller details in the demonstration, how to elevate your lash services with massage and so forth. And then we do have the curl. So you have the benefit of learning about the lift, learn about the curl as well. It's not hard. I know silicone pads are usually, people find it more easier, but once you see how easy it is to do a curl, you'll love to introduce this as well to your clients. And then I'll have a webinar on how to increase your salon revenue with salon lash and brow styling. But that's not just it. I work with the company that has also education on other brands, which is Quran Lab. And I believe they had one already, but they will have more on the Bravado, which is really good to introduce the Quran Lab Bravado. Put it with your RefectoCil, because you'll be able to shape the brows nicely with the Bravado wax gel. So here are some opportunities to watch some Quran Lab education with our brand ambassadors. Also, I post this one, as you can notice if you sat in my other webinars. We do have an infection control education. It's free. You do get a certificate for this. We see how important infection control is. It's always been, as in the beauty industry, infection control, but many have been slacking, and now we have COVID. We can't do this. We can't risk our clients getting anything and having pathogens and so forth circulating into our salons and spas. It's very, very, very important that we are properly educated to know the risks to avoid. And this is going to be the higher standard in infection control. So check it out. And contest. So if you would like to win this starter kit so you can give your clients the sky high lashes like a proud browista, well, here you go. Complete 3 steps. And I did see a lot of you guys leaving reviews and so forth, which is really awesome. But here's your 3 steps. Follow us on Instagram. So we have RefectoCil North America and Browista by RefectoCil. And then and I should start adding in there. I'm so sorry, Katerina. We have RefectoCil North America and RefectoCil International, straight from the manufacturer. Like us on Facebook and leave a review. post on Instagram why you love. So this is very important. Post on Instagram why you love RefectoCil, but don't forget to tag the hashtag, which is hashtag Lash Lift webinar, because that's how I know to put you into the contest list and then generate the winner at the end. If you don't put the Lash Lift webinar, I'm not quite sure. And we are making this just available for you guys who are in this webinar. Okay. So the contest will end March 4th, just before my March 5th webinar, and I will announce it then. And you will be announced on Instagram. And then finally, here is some more. We want you stalking us. We want you stalking us on Instagram. As I mentioned, the accounts, like us on Facebook, review us on Facebook. Like I said, I saw a bunch of, I think from Terry as well. I saw wonderful reviews. So thank you so much. Your feedback counts. It's very important to us. And then visit our educational website. So RefectoCileducation.com. This is the website I was telling you guys to check out. It says it's in construction, but don't worry, you can still access stuff. We're adding as the week goes. We add more stuff to make it more user-friendly for you guys. And for any educational assistance, you reach out to me at education@cbongroup.com. So how can I register for the Lash Curl webinar? So Mango, I don't know how you say your name, but you can register at RefectoCileEducation.com. You'll find the links on the website banner. And also you can register on my bio at Browista by RefectoCil. I have a Linktree bio, and you can see all the webinars on there. And then we'll slowly be posting up on Instagram the posts as well, so you can register, okay? So you have many avenues to register. So what I'm gonna do right now is, I know from the past two webinars, and I'm not quite sure why this has been happening, is when I transfer my camera to the bed, it tends to boot me out, but that's okay. I figured out that I just refresh and come back in. So if you can't see me or don't hear me, wait a minute. Don't leave, don't exit. It's just my I have to reset it and come back in. I don't know why it's been doing this. You're welcome. You're welcome. So let me get my model in. So I'm going to turn the camera off, because if I'm going to move it from here to there, I don't want you guys to get dizzy. Okay.
Stop talking about it.
Okay, can everybody hear me? Sorry, I had a little bit of a technical issue. See, this is what's happening all the time. I feel either my laptop doesn't want to work anymore with my camera. I need a new laptop, but we got it working. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch your AV view, and you should be able to see the model bigger. So tell me if you're okay, you see it clear. I'm going to try to get her lashes. Let me see if I can move it a little bit. How is that? I kind of want to get the brow view in there too, because we're going to do a brow as well, tinting. So just let me know. Oh, no, that's too far. Okay, let me know if this is okay. Great, 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 great. Perfect. Okay, so first thing first, I have my mask on. I sanitize my hands, and I'm going to get my gloves on. So we got to get all PPE ready. So as I'm doing that, we're going to start with the product protocol. So if you have your protocol sheets open, some of you have opened them from the attachment. Maybe I can quiz along the way. But what would you think would be the first step before we start to do anything? I'm just going to move this a little bit lower. You okay? Mm-hmm. If you're a RefectoCil user, we have to clean and prepare the area. So that means we got to take our lovely eye makeup remover. Oops. Okay. Which is micellar. So it will work like magnets. It will remove all that, even if they were waterproof makeup. Sometimes they say, you know, it's been clean, but sometimes you can still find some makeup in there. Also, it is non-oily, and it's also lash strengthening. So if you sat in my brow lamination webinars, I love using this to remove, or the brow bleaching, to remove the bleach afterwards, to cleanse the area, because it will hydrate the brows that were bleached. Okay. So, oops, sorry. You don't have contacts in, do you?
Yeah.
You do? Okay. 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 So we prep that. And then what is the other important step to this? If you sat in my past webinars, or if you're already doing this or bought the kit, after we've removed any makeup or any residue of makeup, which I'm going to do her brows as well, because we're going to tint her brows. What's the next step? That we make sure we degrease the area, and we made sure that not even the eye makeup remover is on this area. Yes, the saline solution. So for those who said that, awesome, because this is a beautiful product to use, because it also gives the results you need, and it gives clear tinting as well. So I'm going to show you the saline. Let me just close my caps. It's very important to close your caps for everything. Many times I do training, the students have all their bottles open and stuff, so I like to close it right away. Preserves the product. So your saline solution. Okay. So it says pre and after. So as I mentioned, when I do bleaching, I like to use this afterwards. But even before, like when you're going to transition to a tint, so after we're done her brow lamination or her lash lift, you can wipe your lashes with this and then do the tint. So. Perfect. Then we do the brows as well. Perfect. So now, bleach would be done after the brow lamination. If you were so say for example, I was doing a brow lamination today, it would be brow lamination first, then tinting, and then bleaching, then tinting. But your bleaching, if you were going to do brow lamination, you do bleaching first and then coloring, or bleaching first the gray hair and then providing a tint, or just bleaching because you just want to lighten the hair. So those are different ways to use it. Now what I'm going to do is and somebody mentioned this, we're going to brush. So you want to brush the lashes. Just so we make sure that they're nicely separated, they're not too clumped together. There's no fluff. If you had like a not a really good cotton pad, you can do the brows as well. So the next step is, and I'm not quite sure if it's on the PowerPoint, on your steps, but we want to isolate the bottom lashes from getting attached to the top when we're doing a lift. So I'm going to ask Christy to open up her eyes, and I'm going to place these beautiful black RefectoCil pads. Okay, close now this side. To hold her bottom lashes down. And they stick just like that onto the skin, okay? And then you clean and disinfect them properly before you put them away. You open up again. Thank you. Okay, close now. Perfect. Oh, open up again. Okay, close now. Perfect. Okay. Now that I place those, you can use these as well for tinting. I'm going to just brush the lashes again, just to make sure none of them are hiding underneath the pad. We want to see all full. If you feel like the lashes are being pushed up too much, just lower it a little bit because you don't want them to be pushed too up. There we go. Okay. So now I know right away for my model, Christy, if cared correctly, sure, but even at 100, sometimes it depends because even your disinfectants are meant to kill the pathogens and so forth. So with chemicals out there now, like alcohol and so forth, you might not get 100 because it's going to start to not stick anymore. So for the price, even if you get 50 uses out of it, just make sure you dry them right away after your contact time and put them away. But 100 sometimes with the disinfections now, it's going to be hard to get it to 100 to stick onto the skin properly. Okay. Does the solution you clean the lashes with burn the eyes at all? The saline doesn't burn. You can see Christy shaking her head for a moment. I thought I was getting dizzy. I saw the screen. Christy said no, but just don't soak your pad so much that it's going to seep into their eye because that's not good, right? I just noticed in the camera. Sorry.
Let me shaking my head.
Sorry. Probably. It's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. Okay, so that was other questions. Are they reusable? So they are reusable if we answered that if you clean, disinfect it. You are covering the bottom lashes. Correct, Maria. I want to cover the bottom ones so they don't roll up. I've done that once where I didn't use these and I rolled the bottom lashes up. See, as we can tell here, they're popping up a little bit because I've disinfected these a lot of times, right? Close up. Yeah. I can still manage working it. Just don't get too frustrated. Be calm and it will work. You can put a little bit of cream on the bottom. But anyways, I forgot what I was going to mention. Oh yeah, I've taken the lashes up when I did the service and it looks horrible. It goes into the eye. The shape, and client will not be happy that you've lifted the bottom lashes. So be careful. Do you ever tint the bottom lashes? The bottom lashes get tinted when the eyes are closed and you put the tint on top. It saturates right to the bottom ones. So the bottom do get tinted as well. Okay, so I have my small size pads. My nicely, where are we? Flexible pads, the little cute heart. Okay. Oh, it's getting blurry. Okay, so I'm going to take the glue. So I have the new glue. I'm going to use the new glue today. So Terry, when I tint her lashes, you'll see it's just simple. When I put the tint on top, when you put a little bit more, like when you're a little bit more generous with the tint, it will seep through to the bottom. So I'm going to be tinting her lashes and her brows to show the complete service. So I have the glue, and I'm going to place it on the pad. I like to also put it on the curve, like here on the inside, so it doesn't lift from the eye. Okay. But now we know we don't really, oh, it's blurry. So sorry. Give me 1 second. It's also because I have gloves on. There we go. So it dries pretty quickly. So I'm going to place it right by her, close to her waterline. Okay. I'm going to take my orange one stick just to press it down. So see, you have to use it right away. Because I was talking, it might have not stick properly, but we might have to put glue, but we'll see. But that's how quick you can start using it. Remember before we had to wait. So I'm going to do the other pad as well. I just won't show it this time on the camera so it doesn't go blurry. And just cover the back side. The back side, let's hope it doesn't get blurry. Just this part, not the part that I'm holding. That's called free edge. No glue should go on that. Tilt your head a little bit. Christy, is it possible to come a little bit higher on the pillow because I have no room? Yeah, perfect. That's better. And I'm gonna have to shift you now on the camera. Sorry, guys, because I have the tripod for the camera. There's no movement for me. We'll fix this again. Is that okay, everyone? Just let me know if that's okay. Perfect. Okay. So now that we have this on there, now it's time to roll the lashes. But as I can see, this parts are sliding down a little bit. Let me just fix the pad and make sure I didn't lose any lashes underneath. Okay. Perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the glue on the top bump. Okay. Now you can work it in sections. So I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop at that first section. Because the glue dries so much faster, you want to work it in sections. Oh, and this is what I forgot to show. So we have a new product that you'll be able to order soon in spring. The lifter. So you could actually be using this. And with a nice little sharp end there, you can separate the lashes if they were not straight. So I forgot to show this. I'm so sorry. So it's RefectoCil's lifter. Sorry, we're getting blurry lifter. And it's got a nice brush at the other end. So it's disinfectable, stainless steel. It's an awesome product. So we're going to have this available to your, yeah, they do too. But to make it more beauty professional, because it's really nice how they've done their nice new products, black and rose gold, for example, to have their lifter, to have their brushes. It just looks classy and nice that you have it all with that rose and gold black. It's just, and because it's reusable, you save in impacting single-use items and throwing them in the garbage and impacting the environment. It's just nice as well. But there are other options. Other times I was using, I'll show you. I was using these too. And you can, where are we? I don't know why you can't see. Oh, there we go. The micro brushes, micro swabs. And sometimes these are really good too to apply the solution, right? So there's always other options. But their lifter it makes it nice as well to use. So I'm going to do the next section. So I just broke it down to 2. You can break it down to 3 if it's your first time. Just if you haven't gotten that speed and rolling those lashes up yet. Because you want, and the nice thing about breaking it down into sections is you can get those lashes nicely up there. And as you can see, so already the glue is like drying. And that's okay. You can put glue back on top too. You can put glue again, but just be very minimal with the glue. So I'm going to put some more on top to wet a little bit some areas that I want to fix. But I'm going to be and I'm going to use now, I'm going to use a disposable lip brush so I don't double dip now because I'm touching lashes. So I'm just putting it on the lash like this. I'm just wetting the lash. Very little. Yes, thank you. Yes, lash lift first, then your tint. So you can see how quick it dries. Like it's already dry for me. I'm going to have to put some more after. So now you know why working it in sections will be better. Okay, and I'm trying to get the water line to flip over as well. And don't let it get, if it starts to get dry like this, stop working and re-wet it a little bit, okay? But once again, don't rub. Just dab a little bit. Don't overdo it with the glue. I'm just going to do it in sections because this part is important that they stay down nicely. Okay, they seem pretty good up there, but I want to fix one section that I see. Let it dry, just very little because there's a little bit up there, and I can start working it. I just want to separate a little bit more. There we go. Now, if the glue starts to get too dry on you, you need to stop and re-wet it like I did. I did on the top, but very little. I use my disposable lip brush because I don't want to double dip. So I have a couple of these because I treat it like waxing. And I put very little bit and I dabbed it on top. Because if you look at the side of your client, if you see lashes still popping up and the glue has dried out, you can do this method, but don't put too much. Very little. The amount that I put here, if you were seeing it physically here, so I dabbed it. I dab it on the hair that I feel needed it. And then I start working at it right away. Remember, it dries fast. And look at your client from the side because then you can see if you missed any lashes. If you look at your client from the top, you'll feel, oh, I'm okay. I got them all up there. And then when you look at the side, you'll see all the lashes that you missed. Okay. So now I'm going to apply, oh, I should have did it in 2 sections so that you could see again, not in a whole section. Sorry about that. Okay, 1 second. I'm having trouble with this eye. So I'm just going to do it in a section then. So as you can see, my pad's lifting. If there's any inner, just like maybe the pad was discomforting her, so it teared a little bit. So what I have to do is add some on the inner. We don't want that lifting. So if you have a really teary customer, that could be a problem too. So you just gotta, oh, we're blurry. Oh no, give me 1 second. It's so much harder when you have gloves on. There we go. Okay, so this is probably dried by now because I was trying to get the camera. So what I probably, oh wait, maybe if it sticks down, if it doesn't stick down, I probably have to take out the whole pad and redo it again. But that's how quick I had to work it. Okay, let's hope that stays on okay. See, sometimes you have troubleshooting live. Okay. But in a sense, that's good because then you can see how you would tackle it. I know that this side is giving me a whole lot of trouble. So you see how it's getting dry like that? I've overworked the glue. I don't know if you can tell in the camera, but I've overworked it. So I have to wet it. And I'm going to work on this side in a lot of sections. Wet it a little. I want to separate it because of that dry glue. I don't want it on there. Push it till the end. And then try and get that nice. Clean your brush too, like get anything off of it. Or I mean your lifter. Okay, much better. Whew, okay. But see, it's lifting again. So it could be some moisture. It doesn't happen to me. No, if they're tearing from the inside from the pad, sometimes these black pads can cause a little bit of discomfort. So if they tear from the inner duct a little bit, some people just tend to get watery. Also, my model has contacts. It's very good that they take the contacts off before. Don't have contacts in because that can cause irritation as well and can make water. So contacts have to come out.
Sorry.
Oh, don't worry. That's why, don't worry. But yeah, it's very important. But troubleshooting, yes, it's very good to see it happening because then you'll know how to execute this when you're at the salon. So this eye is a bonus for you guys because it's giving me some trouble. Okay. Let's get this happening. How do you remove extra dry glue? I push it when I re-wet it. I push it towards the tip of the lashes and I roll it off. And then I roll it off of my lifter because sometimes you'll see it on here. So I take it off. So when I rolled it, it came off because then you don't want all that glue to be like gunk like that, because then it can be a barrier. So her pad did shift a little bit. That's okay. We'll make it work. We want to get all the lashes on there. So see how it dried? I try to always work. If it starts to get dry, I like to make it sure it's all the way at the end here. See? I don't know if you can tell. And then you can remove it. Okay. Oh, I went blurry. Okay. But I'm going to re-wet because there's some areas I still need to work. Right there. So this is the part that's going to take the most, because you also want to make sure that the lashes are nice and separated too, the best you can. But if you overwork it, that's what happens with the glue. So right now it's overworked. See, you could, that means you can see how quick it's, oh no. Give me 1 second. Somehow my laptop wasn't charging. This is an interesting webinar. Okay, it's charging. There we go. Okay. So now because it was that moist, I don't know if you can tell, but the pad has shifted. But we'll make it work just to see. But in general, what I would have done, because now I have all the lashes up there, what I would have done is removed it and brought it back in. You should bring it back in for your customer, because all her lashes now that are here, you're running out of room. Okay. Okay, so as I get those up there, perfect. Okay, there we go. Okay, just had the same problem last Friday, did not know how to fix it. What was happening right now with the lashes? Yeah, there's a lot happening today. I don't think I've ever had that happen to me before. Okay, can you talk about choosing the size pad? Yes, I can. So let me get another pad. So now that we have our lashes up there, let me get another pad. I'll show you quickly, and then we'll go to the solution. So how do you know if you have the correct size? So we have small, medium, and large. And hopefully we can have a extra small soon this year. But this is your medium, for example. Okay, so you see it has a bump. Okay, that's bump. The hair has to cover that bump, not go on this free edge. This is free edge. So the hair has to cover the bump. If it covers it just almost close to the tip of the bump, you're good. But if it doesn't cover it, it goes halfway of the bump, then you got to go a size smaller. But if it starts the hair to go past the bump and go onto the free edge, it's too small, and you're going to achieve a very, very, very lifted look where it'll be unreasonable. Like they can't even put their mascara on. Okay, so make sure that the hair, which is really easy to size with these ones. Okay, on the curl webinar, I'll show you an easy way to size as well the rollers. But does that make sense now for you, Ashley? If we had to move the pad over, how do you move it? Oh, just water. I would re-wet the pad. I would wet it, remove the lashes, remove the pad, re-glue it, put it back. If you guys want me to show you that I can remove it, it's up to you. I can remove it to show you because there's a big space and that's not professionally properly. But that's what you would do. So you want the waterline to flip up? Yes, you do want the waterline to flip up. It's very important for several reasons. First reason is you can go very close to the waterline without having to lift their eye up. Okay, so when you have to put the solution very close to the waterline, if you were to lift the eye, put the solution and let go of the eye, the solution gets into the eye and it burns badly. Then you have to remove everything, which is a whole mess. But if you can see the waterline, I have to pull nothing. I just apply the solution. Okay, second thing too, because I pulled her lashes so nice and long, like taut, it helped to fill the pad, and I know I'm gonna have a good result. Okay, so the waterline is important. What about doing men? Men, I would use the curl, unless they really wanted a more dramatic effect like this. For men, if some men have a lot of lashes, you might run out of room on the curl, so you might have to use a lot of glue to hold the lashes up on the curl. But for the lifting pad, you might have to use a large, but you have to size it to see. But usually I do a curl for men. It's a little bit more not so predominant, the lashes, but if the client wants the lift, just size it. Just take the pad, put it on the eye, roll the lashes up, hold it just to see, is this the right size? Okay, so I'm squeezing my pea size amount of my lash perm solution. Okay, there's my pea size amount. Oh, camera's going blurry. I think because we have it so close. So there's my pea size amount. I'm going to take my nice brush. My brush is from RefectoCil, like the nice, with the silicone mascara wand and the pointier tip. And I'm going to do a little bit of mix. I'm going to mix my solution a little bit. So now the solution, the new solutions that are out, it's already pink, the solution, when you take it out. So, before it would turn pink because it was oxidized. Now it is pink already when it comes out. That's what the new ingredient, okay? Would you use a curl for people wearing glasses and lift for those who don't? It varies. I feel like the curl might be, I think because a lift lifts them. I never really had anybody explain, not explain, but tell me how they felt. Because I feel with the curl, the hair gets more extended as it bends. So it might touch the glass, but the lashes with the lift go straight up. So it depends. And also how close they wear it to their, because when I would get a curl done, I would feel it on my sunglasses. So I guess it depends, right? So I'm going to place a solution and very close to the waterline. Generous enough, not too much, but generous enough. Okay, you leave the tips free because those have been exposed to the environment and so forth from old treatments. Okay, if they're not new growth or so forth. Okay, so, but you see how close you have to go to the waterline? It's really hard to see it, but because I flipped it so nice, I don't have to go, and I can control to see her skin so I don't touch her skin. Okay, because you want it very close to the waterline, but you don't want to touch her skin. And I'm just doing like a nice dabbing motion. See, and especially because the solution is pretty, like you see how it's really movable? You want to have that waterline flip so it doesn't get into the eye or come in contact with water from the eye, okay? So I left the tips free. I'm going to start my timer. Now, even with this glue, if you saw some lashes pop up, don't freak out. We can re-glue them down. Once you get the habit of this, it's so easy to re-glue them out. It only takes like a second. So let me get the timer on. Give me 1 second. So it is 8 minutes, okay? So we're going to put it on for 8 minutes. So they are faster, the solution. And I think, Katerina, if she's still on here, Katerina, we have the 6 and 4, correct, minutes? So for lashes, that is enough time. There's no need to leave it longer for thicker lashes or so forth, because as long as you saturate it, okay. So say, for example, somebody had really thick layered lashes, you probably would put a little bit more solution than somebody who didn't. I'm just trying to see if there's a little bit of spots here that I missed. So during this time, you could mix your tint now because you have that time to now do a brow tint. So I'm trying to be gentle as well so I don't lift anything, like I'm not rubbing. Okay, so as the solution's on there, okay, perfect. Thank you, Katarina. Do you bring the solution all the way to the top of the lashes? So no, I left some of the tips free. See how some of the tips are free? Like the tips, not some, all the tips should be free because I saw on the camera here, it's missing a spot. Like right close to the tip here, I didn't really put anything, but also I don't think the last time I did Christy's lashes were a really long time. So she's got all new growth. So you just got to be careful because of old growth. You don't want to, the ones, or they, also your tips are exposed more to the sun as well. Okay, so we have 6 minutes. If you have questions, ask away, but I can also start mixing her brows because I did clean up her brows area. So I'm going to take my natural brown and my graphite because we always cool down Christy's brows for her hair, to match her hair. So I just put equal parts of 1.1 and 3, okay? So I take my lovely Barista palette. I will show you. Give me 1 second. Let me just put in the I'm just getting it into the bowl, and then I can show you. Okay, so I do equal parts, and our new little palettes that go on your hand like this, they have a line in the middle. I don't know if you can tell that says 2 centimeters so that you know your ratio. Okay, so I put equal parts of the brown and the graphite, and I'm going to use my 15 drops of my oxidant cream. Oh, we blurry again. Okay, 3%, 10 volume, oxidant cream. So 15 drops. If you're using liquid, 10 drops. So I'm not sure if this question has been asked or said, but how often can they get this done? It lasts up to 6 weeks, so you can do it every 6 weeks. I do have sometimes some people that it lasts for 8 weeks, but obviously if there's new growth coming out, there's new growth, you know, it starts to look wonky. So yeah, after 6 weeks, you can start getting them to come back in. If you start doing them every like 3 weeks or so forth, that means something's wrong and it's probably not done properly. So you just got to make sure that you get the solution to be very close to the water line, be, you know, quite generous with it. Okay, so I'm just mixing. I know there's another question. What do you use to cover gray hair and eyebrows? You bleach. Okay, if you wanted just to do graphite on its own, it's really good to cover the gray. But sometimes there is gray, bristly, coarse hair that just can't take the tint. So you have to bleach it and just pre-soften it for 3 to 5 minutes. I know there's other question, but when I get to the screen, I'll come and answer it. But right now, I know Christy has several gray hairs in there, and she does have pretty coarse brows. So if they didn't take, I would have to. I know a couple of them won't take. I can already tell by like feeling it with the brush how coarse the texture is. So that means if this was like a bleaching opportunity, you just put the bleach on for 3 to 5 minutes, remove it, and then put your tint, and then it will grasp the white hair. So this is a really good way how to upsell when you can do both services. So as I apply this and leave it on for about 5 minutes, it's time to remove her. It's going to be time to remove her lash perm. Okay, solution. So then go remove the lash perm. But before you go and do the lash perm, like the neutralizer, the step number 2, I would remove the brows and then go put the solution. So that gives you time and you're not rushing. Okay, so I got her brows done. And then really good to also use our protection cream when you're doing the brows. If you're not so precise, you might want to use that so you're not staining. And if I do get it on the skin, because I'm pretty, so she does have some longer hair, so I'm just trying to get those down. Okay, so once I've done that, before my timer goes off, yep, my timer goes off in 35 seconds, I'm gonna clean. It was pretty tidy, but I wanna make sure. Okay, so I leave that on there for 5 minutes. And now I prep with my dry cotton swab to remove the lash perm, okay? So, do you developer to bleach? Yes, you do. Cream only. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Katarina. Cream only. You can't use the liquid. When you bleach, does it lift the color of natural eyebrow? It will lighten them, yeah. It will lift the natural brow. Because that's for somebody who, say, for example, had black brows and wanted to get light brown or red or something, you'd have to lift that color in order to put, because you can't go over black with a color. So it does remove, yes. Sorry, I'm just gonna clean here a little bit. Okay, perfect. So the timer went off. And now I want to remove, and I'm going to be gentle. I can still see the water line, which is awesome. That's what we want. Now, at this point, if the pads are causing you any issue, you can remove them. I'm probably not, just in case there is water or stuff like that. I don't want her eyes to tear, so I'm okay. So the black pads, if you want to remove them. And I'm being gentle that I don't lift the eye too much up. And I'm going to show you as well, just in case I see 1 or 2 lashes that popped off. But I will show you just how quick it is just to re-glue it down. So we never did the security deposit on this, remember? We didn't put any security of glue in it, so now you know how much better it holds. Okay, so I made sure it's all off of there so that there's no, so because either side I want another 30 seconds, I'm going to show you the glue. So I'm going to take a disposable lip brush. We don't want to double dip. I just take a little bit of the glue and I'm just going to put it, if you look from the side of your client, I can see where the lashes were. Okay, just wet the lashes, but you see how I'm putting very little. Okay, wet the lashes. Take whichever method you are in where you're rolling. Get it back down there. Because when you're doing the neutralizer part, if those lashes were sticking up, then they would not take any shape. Okay, so I'm going to remove the other brow because in 2 minutes, the other lash, because in 2 minutes I have to remove the brows. So you'll figure out how to work this timing. If you don't want to do it's best to do the brows while the 8 minutes is processing on the lashes, because you don't want to make them stay longer in the bed, right? You're trying to get the services as fast as you can. So let me just remove this side. So I've been able to manage my timing. See, before I put the neutralizer, And say, for example, this side of the lashes need to be glued down, then I'm going to wait, do the brows, and then come back and reglue. So just know how to work your timing. And what I always encourage is, well, in this way, your client won't be able to be engaged because their eyes are closed. But if I wanted to see if the tint was okay, just remove one side. And I can already see her brows are looking good. That I don't want to leave it too long because we don't want it to be too dark for the lightness of her hair. Okay? So first the dry cotton. Okay, so dry, dry, dry. Also, when I'm doing this to the brows, I wouldn't want to do it if there was solution because you see how we're like lifting the eye. So it's really good that you remove the solution first. So I'm dry, dry. Can you see the difference already? I know there's a lot of questions. Sorry if I'm not getting to them. The lashes doesn't have to be covered with plastic wrap during the process. Nope, that's just for brow lamination. Oh, we got Katarina answering that. But that's what happens. If you're leaving the plastic wrap, you have to lessen the lash perm, correct? Yeah, you have to lessen the lash perm. So instead of 8, you'd have to do 5 minutes. Same with the brows. Oh, the security deposit. Sorry, I call it security deposit, meaning it's so funny. I don't know why I call it that. Okay, so with the old glue, because the lashes would pop off, you'd have to put glue on the top, on the tips, and on the center, on the top of the lashes, so that they didn't pop off. But with the new glue, you don't have to spend your time doing that. Sorry, I know a lot of people have heard this from my past webinars. Did I help you? And did you understand that? Lori? It was Lori? Yeah. You could put the lift on the lashes and then laminate the brows. Yes. And once again, if you go watch the webinar that I did for the holidays, I did that. You just have to manage your timing properly because a lot of people like to do, what's the word called? They like to do 2 sets of timers. So have for each set of brows, right? Okay, so now I'm just gonna, before I go put the neutralizer, I'm just gonna wet my Q-tips a little bit and just soften up the brows. I'm able to do this because there's no solution on the, but you could already tell the difference with her brows because her brows were pretty light. They had lightened and they had a little bit washed out. So hopefully you guys can see the difference. Okay, you can always do it again after with a cotton pad. I'm just making sure that there's nothing on there because we don't want them to darken too much. Perfect. Okay, just water. You can use saline solution too, but I would only use a saline solution if I had bleached before. You can use it, you can. I'm just pretty adequate with the water as well. So you can use, yeah, you can use it as well. Thank you, Barbara. They look really good. She was hoping we'd get her brows tinted. I'm like, yep, for sure. Okay, so now we get to step number 2, okay? Step number 2 is your neutralizer. Oh, there we go. And we know that the neutralizer is going to shape now those lashes, or even if you're doing brows, they're going to shape them now. So this side, awesome, they didn't pop. Good, because this side was giving me headache. But they didn't pop, so that's awesome. So grab my bowl number 2. That's the nice thing about the kit. It has 2 bowls, 2 brushes of the small white one, so you don't have to intermix and inactivate the solution. So yes, what color? Thank you, Rose. Natural brown, so 3 and 1.1 graphite, equal parts. Now see how it looks cooler. Because if I didn't use the graphite, sometimes you might have to use a little bit more graphite because they're really warm. But because she's warm, her tone and her brows are warm, I use the equal parts of graphite. I don't want to make it too cool or too dark. This is just perfect. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Natural, I need to go, sorry. Don't worry, Elaine. Yep, they'll be recorded. It goes up on our website, up on YouTube. So don't worry, you'll have access to watch this. Thank you though, Elaine. And have a great afternoon. Okay, so now I got my Now I'm going to use another brush because I didn't have time to disinfect my other brush that I used for the solution. So I'm going to use the ones that come in the kit. It's these little white ones. Okay. My cream, my neutralizer, it's white. So remember, always make sure you re-glue those lashes down if they did pop up because you want them to take shape. If you don't, they're just going to shape to air and just pop back up, back down. So same place that you applied the lash perm, you're going to apply the neutralizer. And close to the root because that's where we got that's where we put the solution before too, right? That's where it's going to create that push. So you get the lift. So I'm trying to get it first close to that root and then you can move upwards. Okay, so you can start at the root and then move upwards if you feel. Because you want to, when you're at the root, you want to work a little bit slower. And then you can bring it upwards. Okay. Perfect. And the neutralizer has a really nice scent to it. It's not any harsh smell to it. It's very mild. And this we're going to leave for 5 minutes. Now we do, as I mentioned before, we do have new solutions that are circulating that are 6 and 4. But remind me again, Katerina, if they did the 8 and 5, it's still okay, right? I think we had mentioned that in our emails that we do have a 6 and 4 minute circulating, so even faster. But if they do the 8 and 5, it's still okay, right? Okay, so I put the time, 5 minutes. Okay, perfect. Now during this, nope, it's step number 2. Step number 2. Okay, let me look at these questions. How did you remove the first solution? Oh, there's a lot of questions. Okay, so I removed them with a dry cotton swab, no water. If you put water, you're going to lift those lashes. So just a dry cotton swab, gently in upward motions up towards the tip so that that's the flow of the lashes. And then you can apply, as soon as your Q-tip, you see that it's no more saturated, then you can start to apply the neutralizer. If you accidentally got solution on the waterline, would you just wipe it? Yeah, wipe it if you feel that, okay, so the waterline, you'll see where the hair stops. That's why it's very important to flip that waterline because you have control to see where the hair stops. If by accident it touched the skin, take a Q-tip right away and remove it. The faster you, and dry Q-tip, not water, because you'll spread more. The faster you remove it, the possibility is they won't feel anything. If you leave it to linger there, they will, and then sometimes it can escalate and be very uncomfortable. The last thing you want to do is remove everything when the solution's already on there. It's just a hassle. If the lashes and brows are stubborn or very coarse, you can still do the 8 and 5 minutes. Okay, so did you notice that? So because we have the 6 and 4 minutes now on very thin lashes, and I guess you could say brows too, right, Katerina, if you're doing a lift, on thin ones, they are okay to respect the 6 and 4. But once you start working with those stubborn, coarse, like for Christy's brows, they're so nice and thick, I would do 8 and 5. And be careful, monitor that. Take care of the hair, understand the hair, because there's no need to put 8 and 5 on a 6 to 4 solution when their lashes are thin or their brows are thin. Okay? Thank you, Katerina. Do you keep the neutralizer off the waterline? So it follows the same area I left very close to the waterline where there's still hair. It followed the same pattern as my lash perm. My biggest issue is the lash pad lifting halfway through. Do you think it's because I have the old glue? No, because funny thing is, I love the old glue. I never had issues once I troubleshooted it, and my pad never lifted ever. Because the thing is, I wrapped the glue around the corner, over on top. but not completely on top, just around the corner. Like I take my glue and I wrap it around the corner so that in the inner eyelid and the outer eyelid, it can stay and they won't lift. See how mine was lifting? So I made sure I put the glue on the outer part on top. I wrapped it around. Does that make sense? Is my, yes. Sorry, but you know what? It is a spot treatment. They should be, if they're sleeping, that means your hands are gentle. I haven't irritated them that they can wake and panic, right? So, yes. Okay, Rose, was that okay? Does that answer your question? So we still have 1 minute and 50 seconds. Her brows are done. We're gonna do the tinting. Now, for sake of, oh, sorry, really? Is it that loud? Because I don't hear, it's very like low on my end, but can you hear me now? It could be my laptop sometimes that it's low is, oh my God, it lowers the voice heights of voice, but I think I need a new laptop. Can you still hear me? Okay, sorry about that. Okay, perfect. It is the biggest compliment, really. I always say that because I know a lot of people, they even with tinting, they like freak out that it burns their eyes and stuff like that. Like I have students like complaining. It's also the method of how you remove it too. But if you're gentle, take your time and especially the application of the solution when you're on the root, take your time, no rush, and try not to be sloppy, right? Because if you do all that okay, they're going to enjoy this treatment and be relaxed with no issues. Okay. Okay, Nicole, sorry. If it gets louder, I'll just do a little tongue.
I'm awake.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm not apologizing. Don't apologize. I'm sorry.
It's like we're saying how it's the biggest compliment too, but then they couldn't hear. Oh no, wait, don't laugh too much.
Sorry.
Oh no. This is a good webinar for bloopers. I shouldn't make you laugh. Okay. Guys, we woke up the bottle. Okay, so let me get the camera. They're like too cute. Okay, sorry. Okay, let me take a part of my glove off, get some skin there. Ah, there we go. So beautiful brows. Okay. Katarina, you guys are funny. I love you guys. Okay, so time's up. Dry Q-tip. Okay, dry Q-tip still. Because if we start, oh, can you repeat the color you use on the tint of the brows? Yes, it is natural brown, which is 3, and graphite, which is 1.1. Thank you, Amy. Your eyebrow color is gorgeous, they said. Okay, sorry, I think is there more questions? Have you ever had challenges with the results of doing your brow tint with graphite alone? Challenges of what end? That it doesn't cover all the gray hair? Tell me what kind of challenges. Terry, it was equal parts. So if you're using 2 centimeters, 1 and 1. It wouldn't take. Is that you're welcome, Terry. Is that because they did have coarse, stubborn gray hair? Because if that's the case, once you bleach for 3 to 5 minutes, it will grasp beautifully. Because the graphite is a maybe Katarina, you can help me with this. The graphite is not an intense color on its own, right? When you mix it with the natural brown together, they intensify. So maybe you might have to add maybe a little bit. I know on its own in a mature clientele with the gray silvery hair, it looks really good. But if they're like for Christy, it did cover her stubborn white hair that she had too. So if you say it doesn't take, and because they have some gray hair, bleach it. Maybe just 3 minutes only. Pre-soften it, and then wipe it off, and then put the color, the graphite. But the graphite will be only for 1 minute. So if you haven't bleached before with RefectoCil, check out my webinar that we did in January on our website, refectocileducation.com, and you can see the bleaching, because this is an amazing service to add on for those gray stubborn hairs. Okay, dry Q-tip, because if we were to put wet, we would remove those, we would get solution to their eye, okay? The tint, 12 months, once you've opened it. So that's why make sure you always seal the caps right away in everything you do. What I wanted to do is I know somebody wanted to see the tinting completely because I was going to tint on this pad. I don't like tinting on the pad for name's sake, but if you guys want me to tint, I don't like, tinting on the pad because it stains it, and then I can't get the bottom lashes, and then I can't get the lashes close by the root because she has lighter lashes. So I remove the pads. So if you guys want me to remove the pads so we can show the bottom tinting as well, I will do that. So I'm just letting 10 more seconds on the other side. So what I'll do is I remove the one side with water. Now that I have no solution on there, I can remove with water. Yes, Marjorie, I'll do it. I'll do it. I will tint and I'll show it without the pads because I only tint on the pads if for webinar we've gone overboard in time. And I was having some technical difficulties today, so my apologies. So, but I will remove it since you guys want to see it the proper way. And I just took a cotton pad with water, gently, back and forth. I'm not even putting any pressure. Okay. And once those are off of the pad, I just hold the pad with I have my wet cotton pad. I hold the pad with the other hand and I start lifting. And with the wet one, I just, get the glue as well. But it comes off so nice and easy. And you kind of want to make sure that you make the lashes go upwards again. So let me just get a Q-tip. So in this part here, when you ask me about the saline, we can wipe with the saline, yes, before we tint. Okay, let me remove the other side. I hate my tinted pads. I know. That's why I try not to tint them onto the pad. There's 3 reasons, and that's one of the reasons why I don't like doing that. What do you think of just bleaching the using blonde tint? I don't have many requests for it, and I like dark brows. Even for blondes, I like them with me. The bleaching is for gray stubborn hair. So if you have a client that the tint doesn't cover all their hair because they have gray stubborn, my mom has that really stubborn gray hair where the tint won't take. I have to bleach it because you want to have a nice uniform color. Now, if the model has black brows and wants red or wants purple, we can make purple, steel blue. We can make different colors, rose gold, or they want a lighter brown. They want to use 3.1, the light brown, but their brows are black. You have to bleach, okay? But you can also bleach. Say, for example, I'm platinum blonde. My brows are black. I can bleach them to lighten a little bit and just walk out. I wouldn't have to put a color. As long as I don't pull red. If I'm a warm tone, I pull red. Oh, drop my water. If I pull red, I have to put a little bit of graphite to counteract that brassiness. But those are the 3 reasons why you would use a bleaching paste. Does that help you, Rose? Let me know. So you can see where the glue had dried on the tips because I had pushed it all on the tips there. Okay, and we're going to hold the pad like how I said, comes off nice and easy. Then you just want to clean the eye area. Now I can remove these 2. How are you feeling, Christy? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Had a lovely nap. Sorry, guys.
Don't worry. It's okay. That was the best part of being in aesthetic school. When we got to practice on each other, there was a whole lot of snoring going on in the classroom. I know I was one of them. That was a heavy one too. Okay, so now that I removed that, I'm going to do the saline solution. Okay. Oh, if they want totally bleach brows, yeah, it's a trend for some. Washed out bleach. It was a trend on the runway show too. Certain Yves Saint Laurent. There were certain runway trends that they did that to their models because then it emphasized more their skin tone or their hair color. Or yeah, so you can do the washed out for some people who want it if they follow trends. Okay, so I'm going to clean the lash area with the saline. And the nice thing with Christie's lashes too, because their tips are like lightened, when you tint them, they add length. Like you'll see them a little bit more longer because all the tips are tinted. Okay, so I'm going to take my blue, black, and my black, and I'm going to mix it. It is, Catherine. It is. Okay, so let me mix on the other side of my palette. My blue, black. So I'm going to do equal parts. Blue, black, and black. Black. When you add black to the blue, black, it adds depth, more depthness. But the blue, black on its own is pretty dark as well. It adds more shine and luster, and the black on its own is more matte. So I'm going to mix it the same. I'm going to put equal parts, the same. I'm going to show you guys the same as I did with the brows. Okay, so it's on the other side of the palette. The other side's from the brows. Okay, so blue, black, and black, equal parts to cover that line, and 15 drops of the cream or 10 drops of the liquid. I'm using cream, so 15 drops. Let me mix this. I'm running out of, I need a personal person here to help me clean my brushes. I'm running out of brushes. Okay. I need to get 2 sets of the Browista tool brushes because I love using those black and rose gold brushes. So I'll just use I'll use the white one for now that I have. Okay, so I'm just mixing. Yeah, I did do saline, yes. So first it's wet, dry first. Then you can do the saline on a cotton pad, but don't over drench it because remember, we just did a solution, we just did a treatment. We don't want to overly drench it and put too much what's the word called? Liquid, like onto the lashes, okay? Okay, so I got my mixture, nice and creamy. Okay. Now, I'm not gonna apply it yet because what's missing is the Aftercare pads. So, we have these pads too that I love using with my protection cream. Okay, and they're called the extra ones. They're awesome, awesome, awesome. They fit all the eyes. There's a rough side and a smooth side. On the rough side is where I'm going to apply the protection cream. Sorry, if there's questions, I'll get to them. I'm sorry. So I'm going to take the protection cream because once I put the tint on her, I can answer questions. Protection cream, the lovely trio, where we'll use as a massage. I'm going to put some on my top of my hand. I'm going to take the Q-tip. And then on my rough side, that's my rough side, I'm going to put the protection cream to hold them down. Okay, so let me prepare that. Make sure you spread the protection cream all so that it sticks nicely in her outer corner. Okay, Christy, I'm going to get you to look up. And I'm going to put them right underneath the bottom of her lashes. Let's do the other pad. Now, if you had the other eye care pads, you can use those. This is just more or less a cost effective, right? Less cost for supply because obviously the pads, the eye treatment pads are a little bit more on the pricier side than these ones. So I'm just spreading the other side. Perfect. I like to spread it onto the pad, but some people will spread it onto the skin too. Okay, you can close through now. Perfect. Okay, now that I have my tint all mixed up, I'm going to apply it, and it's going to go, you know, I'm going to be quite generous so that it goes to the bottom, but you can go upwards and downwards, but just be careful. If you touch the skin, what I do is I grab the Q-tip and I just wipe it off right away. Okay, so respect the nature of the hair too, since it's going up, but get very close to the root too. I like to put my brush diagonally like that to get into the roots. Right, see? And then these ones are curled, they're going upwards. Just gonna get those two. And then when you're putting this down too, it can touch the bottom, but you can lift the bottom ones too, because their eyes should remain closed. Okay, so I'm just gonna clean that skin area. I'm gonna do the other side. And after a lift, the tint stays on for 2 minutes. For lashes, 3 minutes for brows if you were to do a brow lift. So I'm just going to clean the skin. I like to clean it right away so it doesn't stain too much unnecessary. Like obviously if it gives a nice little mascara line, it's okay, but we don't want it to be all over the place. Okay, so my timer's on, and what I can do is I can just fill in those little areas. Can you hear my laptop? It's working hard. I think I do need to get another one. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I got very close to the root. Yep, perfect. I'm just going to clean the area. Okay. Oh, somehow we got shifted. Okay, let me just see. We got shifted a little bit. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay. No, it saturates from the top through to the bottom lashes. So just this, so you don't put protection paper. You want to avoid any unnecessary staining. So sometimes it might not be just enough, just a protection cream. So you'll need those pads. Plus the pad will give it that more penetration of the treatment, the eye mask, with that heat that it provides the pad. So it would be nice to use the pad as well. Sometimes the lower lashes disappear on the upper lid. Do you still tint the lower ones first eye open? We don't tint with the eyes open. We always do it with the eyes closed. Thank you, Renee. We always do with the eyes closed. That's why if you generous with the solution, it'll go to the bottom as well. And I went upwards as well, upwards underneath as well. Okay, so time is up. Yes, only bleach you have to use. Sorry, it's cream only. Cream oxide only for the bleach, yes. I would suggest without the pads. The benefit of the pads there are to create more protection. So it might work and it might stain some people. The thing is you don't want to sit there to removing stain from people's skin. So it's an extra measure to protect. Remember, because the tint is not meant for the skin, it's meant for the hair only. So we can see in that 2 minutes, the tint has darkened her lashes. Now you can do a removal method this way. To respect the shape. But you can already tell how dark they are already, just from that quick time. So I'm going to do the same thing with the water. Okay, so we're going to remove the other side. And then when we remove the pads and so forth, then when we can apply the styling gel. So my Q-tips are still dry until I get the majority of the tint off. Then I do wet. So now I could do wet. Okay, and now I'm going to remove the bottom pads. Just to do any cleanup underneath just before they open up their eyes. Because if there's any tint hiding anywhere, you don't want it to be hiding anywhere, because then if they open up their eye, they might feel irritation. Oops, sorry.
Okay.
Okay, let me do the other side as well. I just want to clean a little bit here. Okay, so let me just do quick the brow area. If I feel I need anything softening. Perfect. Oh, I went blurry. 1 second. Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna get her to, Chrissy to open up her eyes slowly to see if she feels irritated anywhere.
Nope.
Nope. See, the bottom lashes got tinted as well. I see a mark at the bottom that I need to remove.
What does it look like, a beauty mark?
No, I think oh, beauty mark. Yeah, if it was. But like, it's on here. Perfect. So yeah, so her bottom lashes did get tinted. See? Because before you couldn't see them. So it's just taking that time to be meticulous and to get it into the upwards as well. See how her eye color pops out even more? And with the brows is beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so we're gonna put the styling gel. I have a upside down. I have a disposable mascara one. I'm not using the applicator that's inside because it's double dipping. So I'm going to do the lashes. And remember as well that the lashes will, when they dry, the lift will show a little even more. So that's why it's very important not to over lift them because then they will keep drying and lifting more and it won't look good. Okay. Perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe tilt her a little bit on the sides to see. You can see her full brow. Maybe if you tilt sideways. See, there's her brows and then her eyes, her lashes. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, thank you. Amazing, beautiful, pretty.
Oh, thanks, guys. It's a true definition of a beauty sleep.
See? Wake up a brand new person. So I'm going to, yeah, everybody's like, wow, looks amazing. Yeah, the eye color, you want the depthness of the darkness of her lashes and her brows, right? You don't look washed out. So it looks like she has mascara on and it looks like you brushed her, you put like powder in her brows a little bit, right? You were pretty before, but now even more.
Well, thank you. Enhanced by natural.
Enhanced, exactly. The natural beauty. That's what we're enhancing. Best naps are refreshing and now look alert. Yes. So she had a webinar meeting right now. She'd be on point.
That's it, exactly. We're gonna go to some Zoom meeting.
Right? So I'm going to did you guys want me to answer any more questions? I want to release my model so that she can get up from the bed because sometimes it's not the greatest. So what I'll do is I will move this over. I will let the model get up. I can put this up to see me. Thank you, Christy. Let me know if everything's okay, if you want me to soften anything or if you feel irritated. Let me know. Oh, everything is
My apologies for them.
No, don't worry. Don't worry. Oh, that's still zoomed in. Oh, hold on. That is really zoomed into my face. Okay, perfect. Okay, so where's the camera? So now that she left, I can take my mask off. So what did you guys think? So even though the other eye gave me, it was annoying, the left eye, it turned out amazing because I tried to, try to stay calm when you feel like things like that happening and try to correct it calmly, right? Because if we're not calm and we're like, if I was to panic, because I know I get a lot of people who call me and they panic, oh my God, the lashes are popping, this and that. I'm there to troubleshoot, but you also need to calm so that you can execute the steps, right? So let's see the questions. Love the result. Thank you, Katerina. Can this be done at the shampoo bowl? Brows tinting, lashes, I don't know how comfortable that might be on their neck. Do you have time to demonstrate a massage? She left, but that's for my elevate your That's left for my Elevate. Oh my goodness, Elevate Your Lash services. I'm going to be showing the massage then. So hopefully you can come then and see. Thank you, Lori. I feel like I missed a bunch of questions. Sorry. It's so hard when there's a lot of people that I can't see. Let me just see if I can try and go a little bit up. Somebody said something about the massage techniques. Yes, you get them in your thank you email. Yeah, massage sheets. So Marjorie, you get them in the email. Do you have time? Sorry, yeah, we worked even great with troubleshooting. Yes, I was happy because that's another thing too. If you troubleshoot it and it doesn't turn out, there's something wrong with the techniques, right? So once you correct it and you know you made a mistake. So I knew, well, obviously her eye was tearing in the inner duct, so that's why the pad slipped. If it was a paying customer, I would never have left it like that. I would have removed it and pushed it in more. But thank goodness for viewer's sake, for you guys today, it turned out awesome. Amazing job. Thank you very much, Brooke. Do you have posters or banners or flyers we can order to print? Yes. Check with your local distributor because they should be ordering these. If not, message me. So check with your distributor to see if they have anything because they should be ordering. And if they don't have anything, just email me at education@cbongroup.com. I'll type it in here. Give me 1 second. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Barbara. Cassie, I'm just in small suit, so I don't have space for a bed currently. Oh, this was the one about the shampoo bowl. I don't know how comfortable it is on their neck to stay that long for a lash lift. You could have one of those chairs like that you use that can go a little bit back, but you can try. If you have to put something on her neck to cushion it, try and see. My bed is a massage bed. So it's gonna be hard. Hold on. Oh, sorry. My bed is a massage bed and the back end lifts. So I can lift it at different levels. Some massage beds don't do that, but that's my massage bed. I'm trying to get a better blankie. I want to get one that says RefectoCil, but that's my bed. Nothing special. Because I also do trade shows. I'm portable with my bed, so I don't have an actual like spa bed. If you have a spa bed, sure, you can do a massage, everything. You can upsell so much, but they do have the chairs that recline. If you see a lot of brow bars, they're very small, so they don't have space. So they have the chairs that you can most likely use it for cutting hair, and then they recline that you can make them into more relaxed to do the lashes. I am blurry. Thank you, Lori. Yeah, we're just about done now. That was awesome. Thank you. Let me just see if I miss anybody. Oh, what happens if I don't wet wash rinse lashes with saline solution after tinting? You don't have to use a saline solution, but I would do water. If you have tint on there still, if you haven't removed the tint properly, they could touch their eye and spread the tint. I think that happened last time with the model, and she had tint everywhere. I'm like, why do you have tint everywhere? Because she still had some tint on her lashes. So using a little bit of water. Now this time I did differently. If anybody of my past webinar supporters or watchers, I didn't use the wet cotton pad because I wanted to respect the lift of her lashes. I took Q-tips and I damped them a little bit and I went upwards. So I did dry first and then I did the 2 Q-tips. So you minimize the water, okay? If you need to remove and re-glue, you just use water and go through the same. Yep, exactly. Take the water, not too much. I didn't have to use that much. The glue still, even though the glue is a brand new glue with shellac ingredient, it does remove easily. You saw how quick the pads lifted. So just remove it with a little bit of wet cotton pad and then re-glue it down in the proper position. It shouldn't take you more than 5 seconds. It's pretty quick when you get the habit of it. But that mistake would only happen. I never had that happen with pads. Pads and me work like this. So troubleshoot. Even the best make mistakes, right? So it's a quick fix. New Salon chairs almost like barber with headrests. Yeah, those ones should work. Those ones should be okay, Jocelyn. Because I thought Jocelyn, I don't know if it's the same person, because if you're doing it in the shampoo bowl, it has that crevice for the neck. We have one here, but I feel like if I move the camera, it's going to get blurry again. But it has that crevice for the neck. I find prolonged into it too long hurts the neck because it's that ceramic, like it's not. So if you have anything like a towel to put there that keeps them rested, Or maybe do they have like inserts that can go there that are keep their head? Who knows? That's fine to do in the shampoo bowl then. Thank you, Terry. Thank you so much. Thank you, Cassie. Thank you. I'm glad you learned a lot and the troubleshooting. Yeah, so I'm glad it happened. It helps because, like you said, it makes you more comfortable to know what to do when these things happen, right? So, and they will happen. They will happen. Okay, so it happens to me. There we go. Okay. Thank you, Leslie from Chicago. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see who else I can say thank you before we shut this off. Leslie, we said thank you. Thank you, Barbara. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Marilee. Oh, I remember your name. I remember you from last one. Shauna, thank you a lot. Sammy, thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate everybody's support. And I know the webinar went a little bit longer, but with all those troubleshootings, it's hard to predict that. But I appreciate everybody's support and all the best. If you have any questions, it's I didn't type this in. Thank you. Yes, Marjorie, please do. Thank you, Katerina, and thank you for your support. So I'm going to put the email that if you ever have any questions, thank you, Beverly. So Katerina, I just want to mention again for anybody who wasn't here last time, she's straight from Austria, straight from GW. So it's a pleasure to have her on my webinars. I appreciate that because you get even extra better support straight from the manufacturer. So I appreciate it a lot, Katerina. So yeah. Oh, Tara, you're awesome. You know what? I see your comments all the time. Because I manage the Instagrams, I manage the trying to Facebook, so it's a lot. So when I went, was it last night or the night before, I saw your beautiful comment as well. So thank you so much for the support. And there's many of you out there that have been supporting me from even last year. So I appreciate that. Some come back for refresher, some just want to chat up with me, and I love that. So thank you so much for your support. I keep getting blurry. But I guess now is the time where we say sayonara or ciao or arrivederci. But enjoy the rest of your day. Keep well, keep safe. If you're reopening, make sure that you follow proper protocols so your clients are safe. You're safe as well with your infection control, and wishing everyone wherever you are the best and all the best of luck. Thank you so much and have a great afternoon. I'm signing off.